Most people trying to break into cybersecurity are using a roadmap that's already outdated and it's costing them the job before they even get to the interview. In this video, I'm going to share with you guys the exact beginner cybersecurity roadmap I would follow if I had to restart my cybersecurity career from scratch in 2026. For those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Ben and I make videos like this one every single week. And I've been working in cybersecurity full time now for almost 3 years. So make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. With that said, let's go ahead and get right into the video. So before we go ahead and dive right into the roadmap, I think it's really important to understand the job market right now and what it looks like. So first off, getting hired in cybersecurity is harder than it was 1 year ago. There's more people going for the same roles. On top of that, AI has really raised the bar when it comes to the expectations for these entry-level jobs. And as a result, the candidates applying for these jobs are showing up with 1 or 2 certifications already under their belt. They have projects, they have hands-on skills, and they're ready to speak within an interview. And that's the bar in 2026, and this video is to help you achieve that and start building towards that. So step number 1 is going to be the Google IT Professional Certificates offered on Coursera, and this is actually the first certificate that I ever got from my own personal journey. One of the most common cybersecurity beginner mistakes that I see is skipping over IT fundamentals and going straight into learning cybersecurity concepts. Cybersecurity is built upon IT infrastructure, whether it's operating systems, hardware, software, networking. These are all concepts we need to have a good understanding of before jumping into cybersecurity. And the Google IT Support Professional Certificate covers exactly that. And that's why I started off with it when I first started off my cybersecurity journey. You'll learn technical support fundamentals, basic networking, operating systems, system administration, and IT security. And the best part is you don't need to have any prior experience when it comes to IT or cybersecurity to get started with this certificate. If you want to check out this certificate and also some of the ones that I mentioned in this video, I'll leave a link to all of them in the description box below. Also, for a limited time only, Coursera is having a sale where they're giving you 40% off 3 months of Coursera Plus. Coursera Plus is their premium subscription plan that gives you unlimited access to a majority of their course catalog. So make sure you take advantage of this, especially if you're a beginner just starting out. I'll leave a link to it in the description box below. So moving on to step number 2, and that is going to be the Google Cybersecurity Professional Certificates also offered on Coursera. So once you've gotten the Google IT Professional Certificates offered on Coursera, the next step is going to be the cybersecurity version of it. And in my opinion, I think the Google Cybersecurity Professional Certificates is going to be one of the best places to start if you have no prior experience when it comes to cybersecurity. The certificate itself is taught by Google professionals, just like the IT Support Professional Certificate as well. You'll learn things like network security, Linux, SQL, Python basics, cybersecurity principles, and how to actually think about threats and defenses. And one of the best perks about this certificate is that once you complete the Google Cybersecurity Professional Certificates, you can access the Security Plus exam and training at a discounted price. And the Security Plus is probably the most popular cybersecurity beginner certification on the market right now, and we'll touch on that a little bit later. Now, once you've completed the Google Cybersecurity Professional Certificates, one thing that you may also consider is the Microsoft Cybersecurity Analyst Professional Certificate, especially if you're someone who wants to go into the Security Operations Center, so more of the blue team side of things. This one goes a little bit deeper on security operations, threat management, identity and access management, and also compliance. It pretty much goes over all these skills that you would find on a SOC analyst job description. So the main purpose of me recommending these first 2 to 3 certificates are going to be the fact that you need to have a good grasp of IT fundamentals and also cybersecurity concepts before moving on to a little bit to the more intermediate and advanced level certifications that we'll touch on right now. So step number 3, as you may have predicted, is going to be the CompTIA Security Plus certification. Like I said before, this one is going to be one of the most popular beginner-friendly certifications on the market, and almost every job description that you'll find for an entry-level job or really any cybersecurity job is going to have the Security Plus as a requirement. It covers the basics of threats, vulnerabilities, cryptography, identity and access management, the different types of attacks, risk management, ports, and network security. The Security Plus itself is really broad, so it covers a wide range of different topics, like different terminology that you'll find in cybersecurity, but it doesn't go really in depth. So it's really testing you and helping you understand a wide range of concepts from a broad level. I took the Security Plus certification a few years ago and I was able to pass it in 9 days. And if you want to check out that video of me walking through exactly how I did it, I'll leave a link to it in the description box below or one of these cards up here. The Google IT Support Professional Certificates and also the Google Cybersecurity Professional Certificates will prepare you a good amount to start studying for the Security Plus certification. There's also several study resources out there for the Security Plus when it comes to Professor Messer, and also self-studying and YouTube videos that you can do yourself. And also with the introduction of AI, you can use these resources to help you study for the Security Plus and these different beginner level cybersecurity certifications. And if you're someone who tries to just skip over and get these certifications and not really understand what you're learning, you're not going to be building your cybersecurity knowledge on a solid foundation. So moving on to step number 4, and that is going to be the Network Plus certification, also offered by CompTIA. So at this point of the roadmap, you've been exposed to the basics of networking multiple times, and the Network Plus certification is really where you're going to have a solid foundation of networking. So think about IPs, subnetting, routing, switching, troubleshooting, network typography, ports, hardware. These are all things that are really, really important to learn if you want to break into cybersecurity, and you'll all learn within the Network Plus certification. A lot of times when people are talking about their roadmaps breaking into cybersecurity, they see the Network Plus as sort of an optional certification. And for my own personal journey, I actually never took the Network Plus certification, and I was still able to break into cybersecurity. But one thing I will say is that if I had the Network Plus certification under my belt and had the networking understanding and foundation as a beginner, it most definitely would have made my learning journey when it comes to cybersecurity concepts a lot easier to pick up. And that's the main reason why I have the Network Plus as step number 4 on my cybersecurity roadmap. So step number 5 is going to be an entry-level cloud certification. So this could be the AWS one, this could be a GCP, Google Cloud platform, or it could be the Microsoft AZ900. These are all cloud platforms that are hugely popular throughout the US and also on a global scale with different enterprises. So you can't really go wrong when it comes to choosing which certification you want to take. For my cybersecurity journey, I lean towards AWS just because it's one of the biggest cloud computing platforms within the US right now. So for me, I took the AWS Cloud Practitioner certification, and I also was able to pass it in 7 days, and I'll leave a link to it in the description box below of the video explaining how I did it. The goal is really to understand cloud environments, understand how they work, so that when something happens when it comes to cybersecurity, you're not completely lost. And also because cloud computing and cloud infrastructure is used in so many businesses nowadays, having a basic and foundational understanding of cloud computing and their concepts is going to help you a ton when it comes to your cybersecurity journey. So at this point in the roadmap, you have a basic understanding of IT, cybersecurity, and cloud computing. The next step is starting to get some more hands-on skills. One of the biggest misconceptions that I see people make when it comes to their cybersecurity journey is thinking that certifications are enough to land them a job in cybersecurity. And to be honest with you guys, that used to be the case a few years ago, but now it's completely changed. The barrier of entry for cybersecurity jobs has gotten much higher, and now certifications are just sort of an entry-level ticket. If you really want to increase your chances and maximize the opportunity you have to land a job in cybersecurity, having hands-on projects to show for is going to separate you from the rest of the pack. If you gave me 2 applicants, one who has a bunch of certifications but no hands-on projects on their resume, or if you give me someone else who has maybe 1 or 2 certifications but has a bunch of hands-on skills and projects to show for and talk about, I'm probably going to choose applicant number 2, to be completely honest with you guys. Employers nowadays want proof, not just credentials. And one of the best places to start getting some hands-on experience in a low-pressure, low-stakes environment is going to be TryHackMe. TryHackMe is one of the most popular beginner-friendly learning platforms, and they teach you cybersecurity concepts in a gamified way. They have different types of rooms that teach you the basics of offensive and defensive security, and these rooms also range in difficulty from beginner to more advanced. And these rooms are also a great way for you to get a taste of different specialties in cybersecurity and to see which one is a right fit for you and which one you enjoy doing. It's also really affordable, and this is your opportunity to get some more hands-on experience and build real skills. And after you get some experience using TryHackMe and getting some more hands-on skills, I don't want you to stop at TryHackMe. This is just the beginning when it comes to getting your hands-on skills in cybersecurity. You should also look into building your own real projects as well. So this means things like setting up your own home lab, building an SIEM platform using Splunk, ingesting Windows event logs, creating different detection rules, documenting everything along the way. And while you're building out these personal projects, one of the most important things you can do is documenting exactly what you're doing and what you've learned and what you achieved from these projects. And you can document them on platforms like GitHub, LinkedIn, your own personal website, anywhere that you can refer refer to from your resume to these projects is going to be ideal. Another reason that you should be documenting your projects is not only because you want to show them off to your employers, but also as a way for you to refer back to, because sometimes you complete a project maybe a few months ago or a year ago and you forget what exactly you got from it and gained from it. But this way you can actually refer back to it and really talk about it during interviews. If you're someone who doesn't have a lot of professional experience as well, personal projects are going to be a great way for you to add them to your resume and show that you have hands-on experience in the case that you don't have any professional experience to fall back on. And a lot of times during cybersecurity interviews, the interviewer is going to ask you about different instances and what your background is when it comes to having hands-on skills. And these personal projects are going to be a great way for you to explain your hands-on skills and really prove to them that you know what you're doing. And lastly, step number 7 is going to be an advanced level certification. So at this point, this is when you start specializing and building upon your current certifications and skill sets. So let's say you started using TryHackMe and you realize that you're someone who wants to be on the blue side of things to start off on your cybersecurity career. Maybe you look into certifications like the Blue Team Level 1 certification. I personally took this one. It's a completely hands-on certification and it simulates a real-world environment for you acting as a SOC analyst. You're conducting investigations, you're using different tools, and you're thinking as if you're a real SOC analyst. And these certifications that are more hands-on are really the types that really stand out on your resume. If you found that you enjoyed maybe more red teaming and hacking, maybe consider the PJPT from TCM Security. It's also a completely hands-on certification. And I could go on and on with recommending to you guys different advanced level certifications for every single cybersecurity niche, but that would take way too long. But some of the main principles that I want you guys to understand is, first of all, understand what niche of cybersecurity you want to start focusing on. Secondly, doing some research and figuring out what kind of advanced level certifications are out there for this specialty. And thirdly, getting a more clear understanding of what these employers are looking for these jobs that you want. So if you want to become a SOC analyst, search up SOC analyst jobs and read the description and figure out exactly what they're looking for in terms of skills, in terms of certifications, and really reverse engineer your cybersecurity roadmap to really fit that criteria. Not everything when it comes to cybersecurity roadmaps is going to be cookie cutter. Everyone's cybersecurity roadmap and journey is going to look different. But what I want you to do is really figure out your exact roadmap that you want based on what you want to do and what you want to get out of your cybersecurity career. So overall, what I want to leave you guys with for this video is that these certifications are not magic. They're not going to magically do themselves. They're not going to magically get you a job in cybersecurity. It's going to take a lot of hard work. It's going to take a lot of effort. It's going to take a lot of practice to land your first job in cybersecurity. Make no mistake about it. I promise you, if you follow through with these different roadmaps and you put in the work and effort and time and energy, you will find your first opportunity in cybersecurity. And one thing I also want to stress is you can have all these certifications, you can have all these projects, but you need to also practice your interview skills, because having those will get you an interview. But if you can't execute and explain them during an interview, you're not going to get the job. So when the time comes, make sure you're also focusing on developing your interview skills, explaining your stories, explaining your projects, explaining your past experiences, and why you're a good fit for the job. And with that being said though, guys, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you go ahead and drop me a like. And also, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. Also, for a limited time only, Coursera is having a sale where they're giving you 40% off 3 months of Coursera Plus. And it gives you unlimited access to the majority of their course catalog. So if you're a beginner and you're considering taking the Google IT Support Professional Certificates or the Google Cybersecurity Professional Certificates, right now is going to be a perfect time to start and take advantage of those savings from Coursera Plus. With that said though, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.